What's up, punters and dribblers? I don't know where my camera is. Welcome back to the second last episode of About Even for the year. Thanks to our good friends at Ned's, as always, for your support this year. We couldn't have done it without you. We love you so much and look forward to going around again in 2026. Thanks to all of you who have joined in. Thanks to the Lippies. Thanks to everyone who's just watched. It's been a great time. A great year has been had, and it all comes down to this. Grand final, Broncos v. the Storm. Some exciting news as well. We have a grand final show, or grand final event like we did last year. It's at the Dishies, October 17th. Wentworth Dogs. We're all going, unless someone, I think maybe you might have something on, or do you not have something on?
I think he's got something on.
You got something on?
Yeah, I do. Haven't worked it out yet.
Sebo's back, by the way.
Yeah, I'm back.
Sebo. He's married. But 17th of October, Dishies, Wentworth Dogs, links and information forthcoming.
One of the great nights last year, one of the great nights of all time. I mean,
it was a lot of fun.
It's reach out and touch the dog sort of
we
stuff.
We have
They're right there.
trackside seating, like a whole setup just for us.
And it's just a vibe.
Yeah, you know what it feels like?
And it was booze included.
Yeah. It's like, because it is big, but it's not like massive in the sense, like in terms of events. It's kind of like going to a festival with one stage vibe, rather than the big festival, and sometimes the one stage kind of more intimate, even though it's big. Like it's
big, but it's intimate.
It's like you got your own little area right there on the track, and it's just the food. I don't know. I had a hell of a time.
As well.
Yeah, I'm gonna like
Sebo's coming.
Make it work. I just haven't figured out how I'm gonna make it work yet.
But you will make it work, won't you?
You have to make it work.
Oh, I'll figure it out. I haven't thought about it. I haven't thought about anything for 3 weeks.
Event, you know? Exactly. You've been on fucking holiday.
Well, it's the it's the end of season do.
Yes.
So
it's a do's do. How are you, Sebo? Welcome back from Greece.
I'm great. I'm feeling fantastic, even though I've had just got off the plane last night, had no sleep really for a few days, but my soul is filled. 3 weeks of just a bit of everything, a 36-year-old fucking guy like me needed. So I'm refreshed, recharged, and just excited to be back here with you guys. I was excited to get back on the show.
Mate, you walked with a lot of pep in your step there.
Mate, I've just had a good fucking time. Like for so many reasons, which I won't get into, but basically just had a good fucking time.
I mean, was one of them that you got married?
Well, yeah. But then also not just getting married, but just like I put a lot of onus in that. I was like, we're going to get married in Greece, to Millie, into family stuff. Like, we're not going to try plan it. It's going to come together. And in the back of your mind, you're like Eleni's kind of did about 10 years ago on this island. So and it came together and you're like, boom. And that's like one of fucking 50 things. So it was just a good old time. And just, go in September, you get there and it's fucking hot, and then it's kind of cold when we left, and then you come back here. And I always have this memory of, I don't know, it must have been when the Cowboys won the GF. And I was with Bracey and a few people at Raw Bar in Bondi, and just going in and out for swims between a bit of rosé and sashimi. And I'm going, that's exactly the time. It's that time of year where the kind of beach Australian summer starts, where you're like, see you later, fucking buy around winter shit.
Yeah.
And let's get some GF and some sashimi and rosé and just celebrate the next 5 months of living. Yeah.
Well said, mate.
Well said, mate. Welcome back, Sebo. Congratulations. Now a married man, taking his penis and testicles off of the map officially and legally speaking.
Well, technically not, but yeah.
Well, I'm assuming you're going to sign something soon. There's still time. Do we want to get to some accountability, Edward?
Yeah, we may as well, mate.
Some things happen while you're away.
I know, I have been, basically like a kind of small part of my brain has seen the top line headlines of what's going on, but I've got no fucking clue about.
Well, you got fucked by McLean 2 weeks ago.
Well, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Because I'm pretty fucking across that, mate.
No, well, I checked the Neds thing there, and I was like, I got those three, and then it was just as the game was kicking off, just as I'm kind of on solo dad, pram, morning duty, beach, trying to sort shit out. Saw a missed call, and I was like, I'm gonna try watch it, and you're like, and then 2 minutes later, you're not watching it. Then a missed call from you guys, like, did it fucking happen? Didn't it happen? I'm like, it's just not gonna fuck it. But I couldn't believe the odds for that. I kept checking. I'm like, did I fuck something up? $98 for 5 try scorers, all kind of favourites except Cleary. But I was just thinking, when it didn't hit, I was just like, fuck, I've come close to, it's not so much about the unit's about taking down Eddie, and it's like, you know what? If my role this season was just to be the guy that kind of makes Eddie feel a little bit fuck, and then people, can kind of follow along and join me on the one leg fucking that's my role. I'm not. It's not my favourite thing.
Don't count yourself out yet.
I know, but
one more week, mate.
But at least I was firing shots. You know what I mean? I was firing shots. I was going down swinging.
Yeah.
Not out of it yet, but
Kids fired shot.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see my 40, should be in 56, but 46 unit thing?
He posted it 3 times.
So
Immortal.
I saw about
seven.
7,000 WhatsApp messages and just did and kind of got the gist, but I didn't know how it worked out or what the details were.
Bruce
of it.
coming last, basically.
Yeah, so
That's all you need to know.
you put on something that.
I put it, so it was my bet and my unit scoop of the same game.
Yeah, and
But
you titled it Unit
The
Scoop.
one that I sent
After
to
the result.
Eddie, listen, we don't want to read
Yeah,
the whole thing. It'll take too long.
Yeah.
I was screwed over, but that's fine because I still got an immortal bet.
Yeah.
So I'm a 2-time immortal.
Yeah, but
and also I got 46 units, which was my lesser odds of the same.
So you put the bet on twice.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I put my scooper on Wednesday.
Yeah.
56.
Yeah.
52.
Yeah.
46 and 52.
It was 56. And then it was...
Don't let it lie. Get in the way of good story.
And then, we can go.
We've
I
learned
got
that
the
the hard
slips,
way.
lad. I got the slips.
Yeah.
And then it was 46.
Got all the slips.
Yeah.
On Sunday when I put the game bet on.
Yeah.
And so,
But you put them on your profile.
No, so I still get
Yeah, he put him on the
but I don't
profile, but
get
he didn't say
56
which
for
was the
scooper.
unit scooper.
Yeah.
So they
But then
gave
one
me
that he
the
sent
shit
to me saying was his unit scuba, it said $46.
because I said
Right.
I don't like it.
Okay. There is a bit of grey area there, if I'm going to
there
be
is. Well,
honest.
that's why I got the 46.
Because, I
got the 46.
because the second bet could have just been
Well, that's right.
a game bet that you've changed or anything like that.
Yeah, so that's why I copped it. Copped it sweet.
I made sure when I was overseas doing them, I just put Scoop. Put Scoop on.
You labelled them for the people at home?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
nice of you.
Because otherwise
52,
it's
We're here
chaos.
for them after all.
Yeah.
There you go, nice.
Yeah.
Are the people at home aware of the last place punishment?
Do we have one?
We haven't got one yet.
Isn't it sitting behind you? When we're going to get a painter?
Oh, that's not a punishment.
No, yeah, that's not really
That's just
punishment.
funny.
That's just. But I
Do
mean,
they know about that or
no,
not?
they don't. The wooden spoon here.
Oh, the portrait.
No, next year we're having punishment. This is
I
just
reckon this is
giggle.
a mad
So
idea.
this wooden spoon, obviously, is going to be awarded to the loser, Roo. But we've got an artist by the name of Cody Totes.
He's going to paint it. It's a mural to being pathetic.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be painted in there.
And that will have to sit behind him for the whole
For the whole
season.
season,
But then,
yeah.
yeah. And maybe the out around here can have
The loser.
you need to make it very clear that it's not just a portrait.
Yeah,
of,
so do you go like 20, whatever?
Biggest loser.
Yeah.
2020.
Yep.
But couldn't you also, if you have the face, you have just that painted across? Because do you want to keep the spoon wooden?
Yeah, maybe.
Let's
you're right.
leave the design up
Yeah,
to the designer.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if you have it all take
I
place.
agree. You
within
need.
It's going to come down to
man.
framing though, because you don't know
Well,
where
of
it's going to
course,
sit.
no, and
yeah.
I mean, that's
you
something
might
else.
need it just around the top.
Well,
not
it'll be
paint-
framed.
yeah,
It'll be
yeah.
framed first.
True, you could have just the title over the top.
Yeah, you
It
don't
could
need
just
yeah.
could just sit next to you.
The whole time.
You know what you could do? You
Have to
could
carry
no.
the
I'll tell you
whole
what you do. You just get the fire engraving on the wood. That's all you do. So then
fire engraving. I mean,
it's easy to do. I think
it's easy to do. Just get a lighter.
no. I'm pretty
Why
sure
wouldn't you just paint it on?
because the fire engraving keeps it wooden, like a wooden. So the paint can take away from the fact that it's wooden. It makes it feel more authentic than just like
I
paint
like
it on.
it. You find us a fire engraving.
I'm pretty sure one of the guys who works for Millie has one. So
Well, there you go.
yeah.
Oh, so they're
They're around.
They're
Yeah.
around.
Punishment for last will be a big addition. I'm shocked we don't have that already.
Well, that'll be
I've done it before. It fucking sucks.
Well, we talked about the X's and O's episode next year when we'll go.
Yeah,
when
we're gonna have an X's
hash.
and O's.
We're gonna hash out a couple of things.
Crash out the rules.
It'll come up.
Yeah,
then.
when's that?
like for next season.
Yeah,
on our first
rule
episode,
updates.
we'll do some rule updates.
Just like the NRL does. Like they're always
Correct.
changing rules.
It'll be a rule update / futures week,
betting show.
and it'll be the week before Vegas.
Yep.
Does that make sense? I hope it does.
I hope it does.
Accountability.
Let's now get into accountability.
Listen, everyone's been pretty fucking ordinary most of this final series, to be completely honest. Sharks lost to the Storm. Storm 22 defeated the Sharks 14. A lot of red, except for Coates. Tom tripled his. Gura tripled his. Nothing doing. Long triples though, big thick triples. So they didn't eat into the overall too heavily, gentlemen. But it's all red, so we move on. Broncos 16 defeat the Panthers 14. Again, shitloads of red. Stags, Alamotti, Stags, Mariner. They're the only legs that got up. Otherwise, it's Tyres, first, second, third. It's McLean's, it's Walsh's, it's Edwards, it's Panthers 13 pluses, it's draws at halftime. Nothing doing. Sebo, you had a $3.67 triple. That doesn't get up. Unit Scooper. Ordinary again. Tom, 1 from 5. I was 2 from 6. Seb, 3 from 6. Guru, 2 from 7. Lippy, 2 from 4. The only thing that really matters as of last week is the hot seats, which I fucking lost.
Yes.
Which I fucking lost. Panthers -3.5. I was thinking about the other things that I would have bet on, that I could have bet on, and none of them got up either. So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Like it was Mulatalo.
I have a date
and
with
stuff
Destiny.
like that, you know. None of them score, so there's not a whole lot I could have done, I don't think.
So I
Tom
have
has a
one
date
bet.
with Destiny. If Tom gets his bet right, $1.90 or above odds this Sunday, he wins $1,000. If not, it jackpots to next year.
I could do with it.
As are the new rules. Weekly leaderboard. Pathetic all round. 0 from 3 for everyone. Lippy won, -1.41. He goes again, Matt Jensen. I was second, -1.43. Guru, -2.61. Tom, -2.9. Sebo, -5.87. The leaderboard. I'm winning, 21.28 in the green.
Wow.
Sebo, -24.12. We still have futures to come in. Don't know what they are. They'll be done next week. I have hit 2 futures, though.
We're all
Not
pretty
nothing.
even on futures, I think.
I've hit 1,
I've hit 1, and I've got Broncos in the grand.
and I've got
final.
Melbourne to win the grand final.
What else did you have?
I had what's his name?
Oh, yeah. Did you have a spoon?
No, I had Azarko.
I had Knight Spoon, and I had Storm at the grand final.
I had Azarko most points and Broncos to make or win. Must be to win.
I had Broncos to make, Melbourne to win.
So we're all pretty even in that front, except you. Have you had any
I've
futures?
got Melbourne to win.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
No shock to anyone.
Sebo, second, -24.12. Tom in third, -31.35.
Imagine.
Lippy, -55.62. And Big Old Roo, dead last, -68.22.
Shit, bro. Hey,
I think you've even got to. If this continues, like if it stays the way it is right now, there has to be an acknowledgement on the spoon that you even lost to the Lippy.
dead last.
Like, you know, it's obviously between us four, but there is a special rung in hell reserved for those that lose to the Lippy as well.
Was, that
putting
you,
on
was it
those-
you last year who lost to the Lippy?
Yeah, special rung in hell.
Special run.
Are we putting on the spoon to your record at the end? I think it's worth noting the worst records of all time.
Should we have like a bad record, like a dishonors board?
Fucking
Yeah.
oath.
Oh,
Why
very
would
rude.
We
yeah.
should have a
yeah,
we should
yeah.
have a dishonors board.
Yeah, starting this week.
Yeah.
Starting this year.
Most dishonourable golden. I remember used to get that.
Definitely the worst years ever.
Yeah.
We have to have that.
Yeah.
Because it can't just all be positive. This is about, we tell the truth.
I mean, should there just be a total units as well, like across?
Well, fuck, we can have a lot of
No,
boards.
because we're missing the first three.
You don't have the sheets. Yeah, right.
No, they were lost.
Lost files.
Yeah, we couldn't recover those.
Yeah. Well, they've got a giant
I think-
snake
what have
guarding
I
them in a
got?
basement somewhere.
What have I got? I've got the first. I've got.
I think we just do-
I've got three. I've got season 3, 4, 5. I don't have 1 and 2.
And we just go worst seasons or like last. Who came last?
Yeah.
And the units that they had. Because that's good.
We could put it on the spoon down. So you change the rule every year, and then
Yeah,
going
because
down the
you
spoon
do
are the
inside-
losers.
Yeah, the losers and their units. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Also, we'll have to put a couple in there ahead of you, Roo, and then we'll put you.
I'd appreciate that. It's crazy that I won with -30 and I might come last with -60. There isn't as much of a gap as there should be between a winning and wooden spoon. So
Oh, listen, mate, you just never know. You just never know. That's the beauty of the sport.
Beauty of sport. Anyway, let's punt.
Let's punt. Let's do it. Grand final.
So, odds, I'll read them out. Melbourne Stormer $1.70. The Broncos are $2.15. The line for the punter and the dribbler is -2.5. But the Broncos are $1.85 in that market at +2.5. So she tight. Total points 40.5. Rando, the big fella, he's looking good.
He is looking good.
Calimera, fellas, coming to you live from Athens for this stats watch for the grand final. We'll start with how each team can win, why the Melbourne Storm can win. Experience matters. Craig Bellamy going through to a record 11th grand final appearances. 5'8" Cam Munster becomes just the 6th player in the NRL era to appear in 6 or more grand finals. And of course, the Storm, they have never lost 2 grand finals in a row. When you look at their record against the Broncos, it's even better. 15 wins in their last 17 games against them. They have also won 14 of their last 16 games when they're playing teams coached by Michael Maguire. So I do like the Melbourne Storm here to win. But if you think the Broncos can get it done, the big reason for them is that they hate the stats. They have broken every single record. They've won 5 of their last 6 games as underdogs. They've flipped their Sunday record. They're now 5-2 this season on Sundays. And of course, they broke the Panthers' 14-game winning streak. They beat their streak of regular season losses against the Storm earlier this season as well. So beware of the Brisbane Broncos. But I do think the Melbourne Storm can get it done. For try scorers, I do like Eli Katoa here. He's scored 4 tries in his last 4 games against the Broncos, so he is in good form. When you're looking at wingers for the Broncos, Dean Mariner's got to be that man. He scored in both finals games this season, and that right winger has now scored 9 tries in the last 5 games against the Melbourne Storm. He's $2.55, but if you're looking for some real value, look at Brendan Piacora. His last try was against the Storm in round 26, and a left second rower has scored in 2 of the last 5 games against the Storm. He is $7.25.
It's giving Melbourne Cup vibes this weekend. Like, what the fuck's going to go? What's going to happen?
Yep.
No idea.
Yep.
It's just like pick and close your eyes stuff.
Yeah.
It is giving that.
It's giving it.
It's giving it. It's giving it hard.
I guess it's because, like, you kind of deep down used to know Penrith would probably win the thing. And then now...
I have absolutely fucking no idea who's going to win this game, who's going to score.
No one does.
I think the Storm
0
will, based on just like...
I have like those weird memories where it's like
getting
a
Broncos
couple
vibes.
years ago at a pub, had a bet on maybe Urco Hotel, even shout out Totes, where it's just like Broncos go, Storm go up to Suncorp and just towel them up, and they've done that a few times. But
Do you remember the last time they played in the grand final? You and we were at your place in
when the Broncos won?
Broncos against the Storm in 2006.
6, yeah.
We were pre-drinking to go out, and you know that whatever that place was where you had like
Paddington,
your room was out the back
above the garage.
Yeah.
That's right. The old fucking head out at 9:30, 10. Yeah. Watch the grand final, then go out.
Living.
Shout out old school Sydney.
Yeah, well,
nightlife.
I'm in bed by 9. Anyway.
Has anyone listened to Matty Johns and Cooper Cronk this week yet? By any chance?
No, I have not yet.
How fucking insane is it? Like, listen to them. Like, Matty Johns played in 1 grand final, so all of his stories of grand final week come from that week. Cooper played 16 seasons. He made 9 grand finals.
Jesus Christ.
How insane is that? So he's just plucking stories from a decade and a half from 9 different grand final weeks.
It's fucking insane.
And
So
he's
if he
6
missed the
from
grand
9
yeah.
as well.
So in seasons that he missed the grand final, it was a below average season for him. Like, it's fucking believable.
Oh, so he
salary
made,
cap
he
in
made
there,
grand
all that
he made grand finals more than he didn't.
Yes. It's insane. 9 from 16 seasons. And like his first season, he played 13 games. He came off the bench for most of it. So it's essentially 9 from 15.
Was that in 2006?
No, that was 2004. Like
First
when he
season,
was-
2004.
Yeah. He
And
wasn't
then
even
his
a
first grand
halfback.
final, he lost 2006. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Fucking hell, that is insane. When you think about like, and obviously like Matty Johns as an analyst is almost without peer because of his. I think part of it is like the way he can convey the game to the layman, being us, maybe not you, Roo. But then to have someone like Cooper and have someone like Matty unlock Cooper, and Cooper's like, oh, I actually have like a well of shit here.
Yeah.
I just need someone to unlock me because I'm a bit autistic.
Yeah. It's funny listening to them because you've got so much respect for Matty, but then when you're listening to it, and because Matty tees it up as well, Matty knows the lay of the land, you're like, wow, Cooper's done so much fucking more than
From 2013 to 2015, so 3 seasons, that was the longest stint he had without appearing in a grand final.
Can I ask you this
3
question?
years.
I saw a comment somewhere from someone, maybe it was on like a punter and a dribbler on a YouTube comment or something.
3 straight comps.
Yep. And
But
yeah.
it was to do with Cleary and Cronk, basically, and the way that, everyone sucks Cleary. And I think quite rightly, right? But it was like a Queenslander basically being like, New South Wales people just suck anyone. Cleary, great career, but everyone's talking about being immortal, and it's like Cronk did it.
Cronk should be an immortal, and there's no question about it.
Cronk's career is absolutely fucked. He won 3 comps in a row, different clubs.
Only time
Origin
that
Australia.
New South Wales won, he wasn't playing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
if you go back to that
he did it in
Origin
Origin.
series-
He did it for Australia.
If you go back to that Origin series, Queensland led 6-0. He gets injured. He leaves the field. New South Wales win that game. New South Wales win game 2 because he wasn't there. He comes back game 3. They win by 30. Literally, he took an hour and a half off across 10 years of Origin. That was the only time they lost. Like, it's unfucking deniable.
Yeah.
It's a great point. It's a great point. The
And
stats,
it's-
the stats are there for all to see.
And it's not to diminish Cleary, but it's more just to be like, we actually really are overlooking Cronk. We're like, oh, he's just a bit below him. Or it's like,
He's
why?
always
Because he's
overlooked.
playing with everyone that's good, but like Cleary's playing with Isaiah Yo. He's playing with.
Like, if you have a look at the back end of Cronk's career,
Jerome
he made
Luai.
the grand final in 16. I don't know if anyone else will remember this outside of me because I'm fucking special. But like, Will Chambers dummied a pass to him that he would have scored to win that grand final. If you watch that game again.
Which one? Sharks.
Will Chambers. It's a 2-on-1 with the fullback and he dummies and Cronk's just standing there going, what the fuck? That was the Shark grand final. He wins the year after with Melbourne. He then, and like Melbourne are untouchable at that point. He goes to the Roosters for 2 years. They win those 2 comps. Then Cronk retires. Then Melbourne win again. So essentially the only thing that stopped Melbourne from winning was Cooper Cronk playing for another team. As soon as he retired, they won again.
So he could have won the 4 in a row.
Yes, mate. Some of the dribblers out there will know. Yeah, it was a 2-on-1 pass that Will Chambers threw a dummy on.
I think there's
Why?
something to be said about like ring wraiths or something. People who get rings from different clubs, like because it's like okay, you're in your system, you're doing your thing, and you've got to know each other. But if you go over there, like Maloney could have been one of the great ones because he played in a lot of GFs for different clubs. Or it's like, oh, so there's a common, consistent thing where you are is where like I think that. You know, coaches get appreciated for that, like Wayne. I think players should too.
There should
like,
be more cash.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Glenn Lazarus had it he won one with Canberra, Brisbane, and the Storm.
Yeah.
It's like that's I think the best anyone's done.
Yeah, and it's Brisbane. I think all 3 of them were their first premierships of the club.
Yeah, it's pretty homey stuff. Anyway, that's just an aside so that we can shout out the great Cooper Cronk. I'll kick things off. We got same game multi-bets here. I'm going for a redemption bet. Someone DM'd this to us. It might have been slightly different, but it was similar sort of energy. I liked it. Taking Broncos and Ben Hunt at 11.27.
It's clean.
It's clean redemption bet. If it gets up, you
Very
are part
clean.
of redemption.
It's very, very clean. Mine's simple, straight up the guts and into him stuff. Brick, he scores. Stags. Listen, I can't wrangle him, but what a time to do. Wrangle my first stag would be a grand final. And Dean Mariner, I had Karapani, but off the back of our boy over there, brown as a berry, I'm going to throw Dean in. Dean's been good to me this year at different points when he's played, so I'll throw Dean in, 13.47. I have no fucking clue what's going to happen. None whatsoever.
Seba, Ro.
Yeah, I'm going to take a first, second, third here in Katoa because I feel this year we've been on him even on one of the Oceans. Maybe we're on him first and he got second or something.
That was it.
And it's $5 and I want to triple it because basically every bet I'm putting on now is just to try still chase down Eddie. And so I just want to try come out of the gates, fucking, first, second, third, get that hit. It's also breaking up the grand final where I've got something on the first, second, third. Maybe it takes 15, 20, 40 minutes or something. Egg timer, Prince of Persia, sort of shit. $5, going to triple it. Because if I hit that, then the gap, I might be able to take down Eddie pending results if I don't get the unit scoop. Obviously, I'd have to get them all, but this one would allow me to maybe not chase him down, but get close.
Listen.
No, probably not. But hey, it might get me back to the positive. Almost.
You need to get your fucking scooper to chase him down, right?
Oh, well, there's a 40 unit gap. So this would be 150.
Oh, you're tripling it. Yeah.
Tripling it. So
45. You've got 45 units, so
yeah.
you need your scuba.
I need my
scooper.
scooper, yeah. Well,
You're not
fuck it.
getting it off a fucking Katoa first, second,
Yeah,
third.
well, I didn't
Might
do the
get
math
me back to
properly.
Eddie. Where the hell?
Well,
did
if I
you-
got every
Someone's
other...
so smart.
You
That
get
was
so
dumb.
if at $5 you'll get 10 units for that.
Yeah.
and you're 45 back.
Okay, great. All right, fuck
How
it.
the fuck did I pick up on that?
I guess
that's a bad look.
each
dude.
week I've been doing that, and I guess I've been losing the triples, so the gap's been getting bigger. So I think it was closer at one point.
Well,
but
certainly.
Yeah, you've lost like 4 triples in a row.
oh no, maybe that's
Certainly got something to do with
I'm
it.
still on fucking Greek math at the moment.
That's okay, mate.
Net debt 700 trillion.
Listen, it's good to have you back.
No, it is. Roo?
Now, good friends at Ned's, they've got a couple of extra markets in this week. One of them's like a player performance, which is essentially like Ned's own version of like a super coach.
Are we able to do... I thought player props were not allowed.
I think they come up here and there.
Or you're out... Or they can like set...
I mean, on this show or in general?
No, not on the show. I thought like you couldn't bet on player meters and fucking tackles and shit.
Well, what this is, it's essentially like they've made their own
Individual
Supercoach version.
ones?
So it's like 4 points for each point they score, 1 point per tackle, 0.1 point per run meter, et cetera, et cetera.
As,
and then
as
they've
opposed to knowing exactly how many tackles that you need to make going into a game, I think is the idea.
Yes, but then there is also another one that I found very appealing, which is just most meters in the game and most tackles. So that's the avenue I've gone down. Most tackles in the game, I'm going to take Pat Carrigan. Broncos middles last week, like Haas made 50 tackles, Ricky 48, short turnaround. Carrigan's fresh. I reckon he'll play 80 minutes. I think there's a lot of value in him to make the most tackles in this game. He's at $4.60 to make the most tackles. I like that. He'll play big minutes. And then I'm going to roll that into most meters. I've got Karapani. He's at $3.90. I think they'll kick to him, so I think he'll get a lot of kick return meters, and I think that is the edge that they'll target, so I wouldn't be surprised if he scores and gets some meters there. So put Carrigan and Karapani together, you're getting $16.65.
It's a good bet.
It's a good bet.
That's a nice looking bet.
And it's a nice use of what
Time.
Neds is offering up.
And time.
Well,
Yeah, you spent time working on that.
yeah, no, I was more just talking about, Ned's options, Ned's features.
Well, shout out to Neds. Great features. Lippy
excited.
Matt Jensen is back again
How's he fucking back?
because he won the week.
Fair. That'll do it. Won't it? That'll do it.
That's how it works, isn't it?
Any thought to putting Cobbo on the bench, Origin style, Roo?
I said on the show yesterday, if Ezra Mann was fit 3 weeks ago, I think there's a chance they would. But I don't know if they're going to rush him in.
Yep.
80 minutes in a grand final. What a player to not be picking in your side.
Yeah, it's
so
insane.
fucking Cobbo.
Crazy.
Pull one out for Ben Tolte as well.
So brutal.
It's tough for Ben.
Yeah, he played for Melbourne in a trial at the start of the year. How crazy is that?
Got a bit about him, old Ben Tolte,
You a fan of Big Benny or one?
I do. I think
Salty
Sebo was the
Tolte.
one that put the spotlight on him.
Yeah,
a couple of
Tolts.
years ago.
Yeah, salty Tolts.
Salty Tulty.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lippy, Brick Katoa Karapani, 12.32. First try scorers. Has he got something about first FDSs, the big fella? Of course he does. He's good, isn't he?
Looking at stats for the first try scorer, and the absolute statistical lock looks like Will Warbrick here. The right winger for the Melbourne Storm has scored first 3 times this season. The right winger has scored first 4 times against the Brisbane Broncos this season. Now, the Melbourne Storm, they are first in the league for scoring the first try, so you should really back a Melbourne Storm player. And Will Warbrick at $9.25 looks the goods, but Eli Katoa, he's at $12. Now, no player has scored more first tries this season than Eli Katoa. He's scored first 6 times, so I don't mind him either. If you are looking for a Broncos first try scorer, Gemmet Shibasaki, he has scored first 3 times this season. And the Melbourne Storm right edge, they have conceded 11 tries, first, second, or third to left edge attackers. He's at $15.
Love that stat there. Brick first, Roo. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that's a good choice by you, mate. I've also got Brick first. I've got him tripled, so does
do
Tom,
I.
weirdly enough. Can't believe it.
that?
Yeah, crazy. Stay tuned for my wild card later in the weekend.
Oh, fucking wild card. I don't give a shit, mate. I'm like, that's a great triple. And
Yeah,
I
it
need
was.
to chase down Sebo. So
I won't be going past Eli Katoa. The man, he's just been fucking, as Roos, Rando said, the most FTSs this year of any player. Why not again? We hit him the other week for the pot, saluted at what? 12s again. Yep. Ellie gets it. So why not? Why not
listen,
go one more?
the brick.
Why not go one more?
I don't know if Rando said this, but Alamotti,
Paul
ran a train on him down that side.
Train.
So I like Brick to continue chewing.
Paul's Paul though. You know?
Oh, the Brick's Brick though.
Yeah, Brick's Brick, but Paul's Paul.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Brick's Brick.
but Paul's more a tank, where Brick's more a kind of Spitfire plane.
Yeah, but they were finding space. So
Yeah,
like, I'm not. Then you're not necessarily trying to turn Brick into a tank.
And it wasn't magical shape either.
No, it wasn't. So it's just like they were
It
finding
wasn't
space.
devilish shape.
It wasn't devilish shape.
No.
The shape.
You know, we know what devilish shape is. It wasn't that at all.
it
It was
wasn't.
pretty 2D stuff, really.
was. Not devilish. But
No offense to the Broncos' left edge.
I like it. Chase Seb down.
Yeah, I completely forget you're on my tail. Like, I'm just so focused on Eddie. But, like, if my triple backfires, maybe you do chase me down. Look, I'm just going someone different. I just feel I just want a kind of non-favourite-ish market around first try scorer here, because you always think this should happen, and it's always just some fucking random. And I just went with the guy that first just stood out to me on the list, and that's Meaney. at $23. I don't mind it at all. Right next to Brick, isn't he?
Yeah, 23 is mad.
23 for a centre is fucking pretty decent. So I'll take old Nick, 23 buckers.
Nick or the Brick. What is Lippy? Lippy's going Shibasaki at 15. Shibasaki's shaved off the goatee. I don't know if I'd be touching him.
That's a dumb bet.
I don't know if I'd be touching him.
It's
Anyway,
a dumb bet. There's no way he scores without a goatee.
You wouldn't have thought so, would
No
you?
way.
Moving on to the Clive. Rando, what have you got for us back in the Italian studios, or is he in Athens, the Greek studios?
Shout out to Athens, by the way, just
Yeah.
quietly. I've been there a fair bit.
How's it looking? How's she looking?
Well, no, the thing is, obviously the main touristy area is always looking good, but it's a lot fucking cleaner in the sense of the streets in terms of everything. You know, they used to have problems with violence and mass, but what's happened now
Mass what,
is...
mate? Mass what?
Mass
what, mate?
illegal immigrants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to get him to say it.
It was one. Well, it was actually one fucking. But like outside, there's always a tourist area, and I always felt sorry for the young Greeks going like, your country's fucked. But now Athens is apparently the new Berlin. So we went outside of there, and there's all these kind of like high-end Greek modern things where like you go there, and it's like a beautiful food based on Greek stuff, and there's like the 12 richest Swedish dudes who all look like Bracy, buying expensive wine, all these young hipsters everywhere, like money as well as like hip, cool people, like, but because there's no rules over their bars that just feed out onto the street, and you're like,
Oh, fuck.
because like it's all cheap to live there and shit. So all the kind of creatives and like people who kind of want to be in a bit of a scene have flocked to Athens. You're like, good, like, you know, it's got a second life now.
We like that for Athens.
We do love
we
that.
do.
For
Greek, and for the Greek people.
Exactly.
We love that for Athens. We love it for Greece. Rando, from our Athens studio, Churchill.
Now time for some Clive Churchill stats, and if you think the Brisbane Broncos will get the job done, the player that gets the Clive has to be Reece Walsh. He's averaging 5 tackle breaks per game, 2 line break involvements per game, and 1.7 try involvements per game. He scored 3 tries in his last 3 games against the Melbourne Storm as well, so I can't see anyone else but him for the Brisbane Broncos to get the job done. For the Melbourne Storm, there are 2 players I like here. First of all, Ryan Pappenhausen. The stats scream his name. 8 tries in his last 8 games against the Brisbane Broncos. 3 tries in his last 3 finals games as well. But most importantly, 3 of the last 4 Melbourne Storm Clive winners have been fullbacks. Another player who's at better odds, $21 in fact, is Eli Katoa. I've said his name already. I really do like him. 4 tries in 4 games against the Broncos. He has had 140 plus run meters in 2 of his last 3 games against the Bronx as well. And the last 2 forwards to win the Clive who haven't been spine players have gone to second rowers. We had Liam Martin last season and Luke Lewis in 2016. In between them, it's just been the spine players. So if you are looking for that value, Eli Katoa seems the go.
Bucky's hot.
Can I just ask, is this people who picks the Clive on the day? Like,
It's former NRL players.
so like, but is it the same NRL players each year? Because I'd love to know if it was like a beauty pageant thing, and you're like, oh, I know that judge really likes it when you talk about world peace, or like, like if you knew who they were.
Oh, yeah,
like
right.
if you
So
if you had 4 forwards, like, if it's all like forwards there,
Yeah.
like maybe you lean towards Payne. If you got people who like scallywags a little bit, your Munster, I don't know.
No, I'm with you there. Like,
Like-
if Ryan Girdler was a judge and you talk about breath work and shit, now it's like,
We need to know who they are.
Especially in the week leading up.
yeah.
Well, hopefully they're all front rowers. I think the Clive is screaming for a prop to win it again. Big Payne Haas, he was immense last week. I think if the Broncos win, he'll have a huge say in that. I just like him. I reckon he's a vibe. He's undeniable. He sticks the fuck out. I reckon he might score a meaty. That's for the unit scooper. I reckon when it's all said and done, it's Big Payne's day. $7.50.
Nice. Sebo, you go. You and I are similar.
Yeah,
vibes
look,
here.
I'm going Munster for a few reasons. Obviously, it might be saying I think Melbourne have the edge to win, but I think the year that he's had, obviously there's a great storyline coming through there, captain in Queensland, big emotional stuff with his family, and I just feel he's the type of guy when you really don't know, and it's going to be a massive battle. You got Payne Haas coming at you. If you're talking Spitfires and tanks, this is just like a new development of a fucking like hybrid machine that would just kill you. But like anyone who thrive, I've always said it, if you're on Gallipoli and you want to be in a foxhole with someone, it's Cam Munster. And I think this has just been gearing up for this. And I've been going through that. Like Cam Munster's the type of guy, when I was on the plane with the boys, the reason I'm doing so well right now is because if you think about
Was Munster on the plane?
Good day.
no, you think about the scene of
Daylights.
well, daylights. Over there, I reckon I had about 14 daylights, and then I had a few during my time in Greece, and I was like, I'll save some for the way back. And I thought I had more, and I only had one. But I was like, do I pop it early? I popped it late, just like get as hydrated as you can late on the last leg. But basically, when you're in that situation, if anyone out there seen Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, and there's the riders of Rohan, right? All these horses come in, Theoden gives this huge speech, and you're like, fuck, they've done it. And they're like cheering, and then you hear a woo, and there's these giant fucking elephants, and you see Theoden's face go, oh, fuck, for a second, but then it keeps rallying everyone back up, and it's like, there's no fucking time off. That was me in the plane. That's Cam Munster when you got Payne Haas coming at you, Stags coming at you, you got fucking all these monsters, machines coming at you. I think he's going to thrive at $6.
This is a riders of Rohan.
Yeah, it's a riders of Rohan bet. Yeah.
Listen, big game players play big games when there are big games to be played, and that's Cam Munster. $6. That's all. I mean, I can't say it any better than Seb has. It's a riders of Rohan bet. It's a big game player bet. It's $6. It's Clive. If Melbourne win, Roo, you've changed.
I love the Munster play, but I need to chase down Tom to avoid that fucking spoon. So I'm going to go with Benny Hunt. I'm going to lean into the narrative here. I think when the Broncos won in 06, Sean Berrigan, he sort of changed positions halfway through the season, moved to hooker, won the Clive. Benny Hunt's kind of gone down a similar path. And would there be a better storyline than Ben Hunt?
I think there's no better, like, for that person, for that person,
man,
what happened, like
For the human being.
for the human of Ben Hunt, there's probably no better story.
Yeah, I think Munster's really good value at $6, but I'm going to take Benny Hunt 19.
Those are. Lippy also on Payne Haas at $7.50.
All right, are we done for random stats guy there? We are. It's time for Unit Scooper Town. This is obviously everyone just desperately trying to save himself. Eddie to keep the dream alive, and then everyone else trying to beat Eddie or not come last, as the rugby league guru is currently dealing with. I'll kick things off. I've gone Brick, Walsh, Stags, Hughes, Grant. That's the only reason why. Just I'm trying to fucking win money here. 189.71.
I've got Big Payne Haas, Stags, and Hughes, $90.69.
I've got either team under 12.5, Munster, Karapani, Stags, Pappy, and I think the overs in this game, 40.5. Going for a points fest, 120 to 1.
Not bad. I'm going as Stags, a grand final Stags is, obvious. If you're doing civvy bets at home, maybe do what you think is a unit scoop. But then if you're not going to have Stags, have a separate one with Stags because it's a great one to wrangle. Then just Walsh, you know what I mean? I need a bit of that earring fucking fuck you attitude. Katoa, obviously because of the stats and he just gets over all the time. And then the kind of guy to boost it up a little bit, Harry Grant. I feel we haven't even mentioned his name yet. And he just seems like, I get that Brisbane have some good forwards. But maybe that's a thing. No one's talking about him, and he just sneaks through to get me 69.04.
I have something controversial just to bring up with everyone, and I hate to do it on a final episode, and I could be wrong here because I've been known to be wrong. But I just put in Payne Haas, Jerome Hughes, and Tony Stags into Neds, and it's 82-22, not 96, whatever Eddie's lying about. And I just wanted to let everyone know.
Okay. Sweet.
I just want to let everyone know.
Cool.
Because, 90 seems, even 80, fucking, what have I got here? 82-22 seems high.
Yep. Have a look.
Have you put the bet on?
Have a look. No, just have a little look.
You put the bet on
no,
already?
just have a little look. Yep, now you tell me. Your try scorers always do get crunched as each day goes down.
Yeah, what's that say? Cunt?
Hey, I said I could be wrong.
And you are.
Yeah. But credit to me for keeping the bastards honest.
Yeah.
All right, I'm an
Check
honest
everyone
guy.
else, mate.
No, just that one. That seems
Tuesday
high.
anyway. That's fine.
Don't you reckon that seems high?
But Payne Haas is a forward.
Yeah, no, I know. But
Yeah.
don't you reckon that seems like a fucking great value? That's why I looked it up.
Thanks, mate.
How are we feeling about us all being on Stags in the grand final?
Not great.
Not great.
Not
Not
great.
great.
To be honest.
But yeah, it's what we've created. A monster out of our control. Like, it's just...
To be fair, when he wasn't here, the three of us got it on the panel.
That's true. He might be a fucking...
Well, I mean, it's one extra person being on
It's
it,
in
right?
his
That's
best
probably
interest to
what.
be on Stags, yeah.
Lippy, Broncos plus 8.5, Brick, Pap, Haas, 66-24.
Can't believe I've already put that bet on. That rocks me. I don't put my bets on before
Well, I
the
was
show.
having a look last night, and I'm like, they're good odds.
They're good odds.
I'll just put that on.
Jesus.
It's in $8.
Smart. It's come down.
It's in $8.
Yeah, they've seen it.
People know.
People know. They've seen it.
Yeah, people know.
That thing's been fucked to death.
And the hot seat, Tom, to win the cheddar.
Brick anytime, 225. Keeping it simple. Brick anytime, 225. Gimme a man after midnight.
Don't we all want that?
You know?
Hey? Don't we all want a man after
It's
midnight?
just such a guilt-free fucking bet here. This is just such a throw at the stumps. See what happens. If I don't get it, whatever. It rolls on to 2026.
It's pretty good for 225.
It's great value.
Yeah.
We're done. That's us. We're fucking done. Next week, final episode, something special, some immortal inductees. Keep your eyes peeled for tickets for the grand final party at Wentworth Dogs on October 17th, where we rip and we tear one last time. Thank you to Neds. I may have already said it, but thank you again, Neds. We love you. Couldn't have done it without you. Don't know where my camera is. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website